This is your primetime forecast for East Alabama and West Georgia from Dr. Don's Weather. Dr. Don's Weather is made possible by the Randolph County Commission, Heron's Tree Service, Roger Bell Auto Brokers, Southern Auction Solutions, Genesis Waite Clinic, Jimmy Stevens Construction, Anchor Roofing, the Town of Wadley, Auction 431 South, and Bama Diesel Repair. From the Alpha Weather Center, powered by Boondocks Barbecue and Creamery, Southern Union State Community College, and the venue at 5 Points Farms. Here's Dr. Don.
Good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Welcome to your Sunday. And don't forget, if you have a special event on the way, this is where you need to host it. It's the venue at 5 Points Farms in 5 Points, Alabama. You can give Mr. Jeff or Miss Cindy a call at 334-864-0087, or you can check them out online at 5pointsfarms.com. It's conveniently located. It's just absolutely gorgeous down there. It's the venue. Remember that. Next time you have a special event, wedding, family reunion, whatever the case may be, they can take care of your needs, and it's a one-stop shop. They can handle everything for you there at the venue. And this guy can handle your insurance. If you're about to get married, you're newlyweds, you need to get your insurance combined, Jamie Dukas is the guy that can do it for you. And you're going to save money too. So get in touch with Jamie today by scanning that QR code on the screen. You can click the link at the top of the video, or you can call Jamie at 256-831-7770. He can talk football with you too, so you get the best of both worlds. Get in touch with Jamie Dukas today to find out more about Alpha Insurance. Hey, it doesn't cost you a dime, so what have you got to lose? Also, make sure you head over to our YouTube channel, click that subscribe button and that little bell so that if we go live to cover severe weather, you'll be guaranteed to get that push notification. Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen today. We're looking at virtually no chance of rain across Alabama or East Alabama and West Georgia. If you head down there to Peanut Country, down in the Wiregrass, you could see a passing shower this afternoon. Same for Southwest Georgia, back up toward the Savannah and Hilton Head area, and along the Atlantic coast and down in Florida, you could see a scattered shower. But across East Alabama and West Georgia, it is just going to be a dry and rather warm day. We head toward Monday, same setup, no precipitation across Alabama or Georgia on your Monday. And then look at Tuesday, high and dry, and it's going to be hot. I mean, we've got some very dangerous heat on the way, so make sure that you practice heat safety wherever you are. Heat-related deaths are preventable. Protect yourself and others from the impacts of heat waves. Make sure if you're going to be working outside anytime next week, the heat's going to progressively get worse as we go throughout the day or throughout the week, and it's going to be hot all week next week, but we're looking at really some dangerous stuff by the time we get to Wednesday. And right on into next weekend, we're talking heat index values well over 100 degrees in most locations every single day next week. So go ahead and make those plans now to be extra careful if you're going to be outside next week. And so there are the tropics. This has been very, very quiet since the beginning of hurricane season, but now the tropics have come alive. We have a lot going on out there, and I'll just start this by saying, at the moment, none of this looks like a threat to the southeastern United States. Now, that could certainly change. The closest thing that we have to us right now is that disturbance near Key West, Florida, but it is tracking to the west. We have a huge dome of high pressure sitting over the nation's midsection. That's what's going to cause the heat, and that's what's keeping all these tropical systems away from the southeastern United States. These systems are coming at us, and then they get caught up in the southern periphery of that dome of high pressure, and they just kind of get like a slingshot. They get slung off to the west. So that system in the Gulf of Mexico likely headed for southern Texas, maybe northern Mexico. We have a system down by the Leeward Islands that's going to get caught and turn back to the north. I got to kind of see what 6 is going to do. Then we have 2 disturbances, one just several hundred miles off the African coast and one just coming off of the African coast that's pointed toward the eastern seaboard, but those most likely will get turned to the north as well. Now, nasty setup going on in Southern California, northwestern Mexico, Southern California, maybe Nevada over the next 24 to 48 hours. I'll show you that in just a few moments. Current conditions for today. Let's back up just a bit and show you what's happening down at the venue at 5 Points Farms. We have 68 degrees, fair skies. Wind out of the north at 3, gusting to 4. Humidity is 95%. Barometric pressure 30.11. 68-degree dew point. No rain the past 24 hours. High temperature of 87 yesterday. Sunrise this morning was at 6:06, and the sun sets this evening at 7:22 p.m. Now we're headed for 92 this afternoon in Roanoke, 93 over in Ashland, 92 in Lineville and Wedowee and Woodland, 90 in Ranburne, 92 in Lafayette. Valley will make it to 93 this afternoon, and Pine Mountain tops out at 92 degrees. Here's your 6-day forecast from the Alpha Weather Center. Jamie Dukas, your local Alpha agent. Can sum it up in 2 words: sunny and hot. 92 today, 94 on Monday, 95 out there on Tuesday. And we probably should have put severe heat for Tuesday and every day for the remainder of this week. We're looking 95, 96 degrees. Daytime high. Heat index values will be approaching 110. It is going to be stifling, and these numbers are conservative. I gotta tell you, there are some models out there that suggest we'll hit the century mark across East Alabama and West Georgia Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe even into next weekend. We're going with a blend of the current model output and historical numbers when computers normally say this. So that's why we're keeping it in the upper 90s. But again, some locations are going to hit the 100-degree mark, or maybe even a degree or 2 above that. It's just going to be almost unbearable as we get into the middle part of next week. Make sure, if you know someone who lives alone, especially if they're elderly, make sure they have an adequate way of staying cool. Make sure they have a good water supply. You should never, ever, 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 I don't care if it's 20 degrees outside, leave a child or a pet in an automobile, regardless of the weather conditions. Make sure your pets, especially those who are going to be outdoors, are taken care of. Make sure they have adequate water. Make sure they can get in out of the sun, and understand that pets, even livestock, suffer from heat like this. So you farmers who have cattle and horses and all of the other livestock, take that into consideration. This is going to be an extended period of extremely hot temperatures. And I know it's August in Alabama and Georgia, and I know it's supposed to be hot in August in Alabama and Georgia, but this is going to be above what we typically deal with. So you got to be prepared for it. Okay, let's take a look at your Southern Union State Community College live Doppler HD radar, and I want to take a ride across the country and head over towards Southern California and show you what's going to happen out there today. Not that this is going to affect us at all, it certainly won't, but this is going to be an historical event, and I'm afraid we're going to be looking at some significant and maybe some historical flooding taking place in Southern California. You know, it never rains in Southern California unless Hurricane Hillary is bearing down on you. Folks, I don't talk politics here on Dr. Don's Weather because I was raised in an era where politics and religion was your own personal business and you just didn't discuss it in open forum. But I gotta tell you, that meme that's out there on TikTok and Facebook of Hillary Clinton's head spinning towards Southern California has got to be the funniest thing I have ever seen in my lifetime. Yeah. Okay. So, here's the deal. We're talking about parts of California and maybe even Arizona and Nevada getting their 2-year rain average in less than 24 hours. And of course, it's all desert out there. So this is going to cause a lot of flooding. Places like Joshua Tree National Park, Yucca Valley, 29 Palms, maybe even as far north as Las Vegas, the Mojave Desert. These places are going to probably have a lot of flooding issues over the next 12 to 24 hours. I think Los Angeles is going to be on the on the western side of the storm. And it doesn't take much. We're used to getting 5, 6, 7 inches of rain in a severe storm here, and that certainly would cause, momentary flooding for us. But out there in California, anything over about a half inch of rain in a short period of time will cause massive flooding. So parts of Los Angeles, especially over the eastern side of LA and down into San Diego too, may see some biblical flooding out of this storm, because it's been what do they say, 70 something, maybe 100 years since we've seen a tropical system move up into Southern California. Certainly going to be something to watch this afternoon. Now, let's bring you back closer to the house, and then I'm going to zoom out a bit so you can see our tropical systems out to the south of us. And you see that area down there around Key West, or just to the west of Key West. That's an area of organized shower and thunderstorm activity. And as it moves into that brown-hatched area, we think it will develop, and it'll head toward Monterrey, Mexico, or maybe extreme southern Texas is where we think that one will make landfall, and that'll probably be Wednesday or Thursday. And then down here around San Juan, that low is very likely to develop, but it's going to turn back off to the north. So that won't be a problem for the United States. We will have to watch Tropical Depression number 6. It's going to be kind of coming up there over San Juan as well. But again, this high pressure is going to be so strong up here across the United States, we think it also will likely turn back to the northeast. And then we have this activity coming off the African coast that we're watching. Now, it's far enough out. High pressure could relax next weekend across the United States, so we will probably, if any of these systems have a chance at affecting the United States, it would be these coming off the African coast, and that would be well into the end of next week or next weekend before that would become an issue for the southeastern United States. A little closer to home this morning, nothing happening on radar. We are all clear across East Alabama and West Georgia. Don't forget to follow us over on Twitter. It's at DSTREN1040. We broadcast all of our weather information on Twitter, just as we do on Facebook, YouTube, and at DrDonWX.com. That's our home on the World Wide Web. And also, don't forget to sign up for Randolph County's HyperReach. All you have to do is send the word ALERT to 265-540-8664 to get all of the alerts across the Randolph County area. And folks, don't forget, it is football season. We have got iSchool Sports Network. It's got all of the weather information for you. We will have all the weather information for you. The iSchool Sports Network will have all of the sports information for you for our 4 Randolph County teams. They scrimmaged last Thursday night, or at least Hanley and Woodland did, and we'll get the regular season underway this coming Friday night. And we'll have all the coverage for you over there on the iSchool Sports Network. All you got to do is Google it, and you can watch your teams when they're playing at home, and you can listen to them when they're on the road with the iSchool Sports Network. And again, don't forget, if you own a business and would like to be a partner with us here on Dr. Don's Weather, all you have to do is send me a message on Messenger, and I can have you started before we do our next weather forecast, which, if the good Lord's willing and the creek don't rise, will happen first thing tomorrow morning here on Dr. Don's Weather.